Let's talk about now the commercial lease agreement, and let's talk about what items we're going to look at. Number one, and I'm going to go a little bit fast here, folks, because of our time, so excuse me. Number one, the lessor and lessees. I cannot tell you, I've had a couple cases, or I've gotten leases where there's been problems where it's the wrong company, it's a trade name, it's a parenting company. It's very simple. Ask the proper name of the tenant, whatever it is. If it's an Inc., it's an Inc. If it's an LLC, it's an LLC. If you mean to have the individual as the tenant, then put the individual's name. A description of the premises. Usually not a problem, but sometimes, now flipping, if I'm representing the tenant, I don't like to see an area of approximately 3,000 square feet. How many square feet is it? I really try and keep that as specific as possible. The amount of the rent. We talked about this. This is usually found on a schedule attached to the lease. Should not be a problem, but you want to make sure they understand that. And again, make sure your client understands the concept of rent. They may say the rent to the property is $10,000, and you go look at your Schedule A, which is where it might be, and it says the base rent is $5,000. Where'd you get 10 from? Well, they're paying for this, they're paying for that, they're paying for this, and the lease doesn't say that. So the rent is not $10,000. The base rent might be $5,000 with the additional add-ons is $10,000, but the rent is not $10,000. Key thing, the use. You want to make sure on both sides that use is accurate. What I recommend to my clients when it is the tenant is if you're going to anticipate a use, put it in the lease now. If you don't do it, you don't do it, but put it in there now. For example, for whatever reason, I don't know why I've had this, if I have a client who has a drugstore and they're not going to have ATM machines now, but they envision they're going to have them maybe in a year, or they want to have them, put it in there that you can have an ATM machine. You really don't want to try and reopen a commercial lease unless you absolutely have to. At least that's the rule that I think makes the most sense.